Narudi nyumbani. Been around the world, seen a lot of things, you know. Out there. I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her. I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her. But now I'm on a mission to represent my nation. But now I'm on a mission to get that victory. So switch on the TV and look that you see. Getting that victory that will make you proud of me. I went out on this mission to represent my nation. I went out on this mission to get that victory. So switch on the TV and look that you see me. Getting that victory that will make you proud of me. I'm coming home.
Welcome back. Sunday, the 17th of April 2016 at the Singapore National Stadium. Now, that is a day that Kenya Sevens fans, Kenya Sevens players, and of course, the whole of Kenya will never forget, because finally, after 17 years of waiting, 114 tournaments, that cup is coming back home tomorrow. And I'm joined by some gentlemen who I doubt have slept much. Two of them are Kenya Sevens players. One of them is a huge rugby fan and an analyst as well. I'm joined by Felix Ayange. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next to him is Jotham Mika and of course Cyprian Kuto, who plays for the national team as well. Gentlemen, have you slept much after what happened yesterday?
Well, it was very tempting to turn up this morning.
I know it was a time. Cyprian, you still look a bit sleepy, but
I'm fine.
But you're fine now.
Yeah, real good.
I have so many questions, but I'll start with initial reactions. Did you guys expect what you saw there in Singapore yesterday?
Yes. It was yes, because I think speaking as players also and seeing how far the team has come through, it was bound to happen, especially since that coming to this tournament, there's a lot of talk that the Kenya Sevens team will probably only we have the mentality of only reaching the main cup.
Yes.
Main cup semis, and after that something happens. Locally, there's a tournament that's cracking.
Yes.
But then it was bound to happen because the players that we have are good enough also, and just basically it was bound to happen. Everything fell in place. It was not fluke, it was not luck. But technically, I think this is the best game. If we look at the finals, this tournament was basically a combination of everything that the team has been building up to, the individual skill sets of the players, and then the overall team play. So it was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen, yeah. and it did. Cyprian, what did we do right this time around?
I think we took one game at a time, and we played each team according to their profiles. So So we played our strengths against them. Like in our semi-final against Argentina, it was very tense.
It really was.
And it came down to the wire, of which now it was out of sheer luck, or by training also, as we trained to kick for posts. And after that, I knew now meeting Fiji was 20 minutes. For any team could have worked.
I want us to relive the highlights of the final, and like my director to run that clip one more time, and like some input now from the gentlemen who are here, just to take us through what was going on as the match was happening. Of course, give us insights to what happens usually. So here's the part of the national anthem. Do you guys always know the words? I trust you do.
Yes.
Good. So you pulled, and I think this was a very special moment to hear the anthem played, not just when Kenya is doing an athletics event, but also in rugby as well. They stood out. So walk me through now the start of the game. Felix.
Turnover, we got a turnover ball of Amonde. Yeah, that was Andrew. And then Ayodi scored.
Was this moment not unbelievable for you gentlemen, that we were the first to get a try?
Yes. The first try, anyone who scores the first try normally brings up confidence with the big team.
Yes.
And we scored yet again in the second try, close to 1 minute after. That also brought more confidence. You know, this game is more of a confidence building game.
That was my favorite try.
The third try, yes.
I must say, he fought for it. Injera, do you think he's going to get top try scorer?
Yeah, sure. Very sure. He's 5 tries away and 2 tournaments left in the season. So I'm pretty confident.
At any point, did you feel that we were lucky? And at any minute now things are going to go against us?
Not at all.
Because I feel also that the subs did that, but really, they stood up. Like when they came in,
major impact.
You could see the impact. The Oyo and also Wanyama.
And you realize in the second half also with the subs coming in, Fiji were scoreless. I think they only scored once.
They scored one try.
But then now the second half, our subs scored our remaining points for the entire game. So that does show that the technical bench also made the right decision, and the players who came on board also lifted the tempo, which is what every coach wants.
But from the beginning of the game, we were very dominant. We denied them possession. And denying any team possession, they can't defend.
Can't do anything.
For 10 minutes is very hard. And with that applied pressure, we went on and scored and scored and scored and scored.
Quickly, for you guys, who stood out in Singapore?
I'm spoiled for choice between Ayodi and Colin. Spoiled for choice.
Spoiled for choice.
Personally, I feel they played well.
Okay, shout out to say William Baka, because I think he was very pivotal in the kickoffs, especially in getting the possession back for us also. I would say William Baka, and then number 2, Collins Injera, of course. He definitely stood out leadership-wise and decision-making. He was like the anchor. So
Injera definitely getting both your votes. Do you?
I have 2 choices. I put William Baka also on his aerial balls, which was very key. Ayodi was very key in his performance. What he was assigned to do was to carry the ball, get us a go-forward ball. That he did very well. And also, I'd put also Collins Injera, that his leadership skills, taking matters in his own hands and kicking for the post. Confidence is normally key towards building up a team. How do I put this? Our confidence in wanting to win.
I think Collins Injera, he knows how to shift between being a finisher. We saw with the 2 tries. He knows how to shift between being a finisher, but also being a leader, as Cyprian's putting it, being a leader also, and then just basically balancing everything in. But William Baka also, he made the dream team this past weekend. So to me, I mean, that point alone, other than the fact that he's also a Kenya Harlequins player, shout out to Harlequins. But I'd pick him also. Between him and Jera, personally I'd pick him. Just going back to your question.
I'm surprised nobody mentioned Andrew Amonde, the captain of the team, and his role.
Andrew, we put him as the silent worker. No one really sees his work, but if you look in depth, he carries the team most of the time.
Especially that first try also.
So he'd be the rock that doesn't shout much.
Yes.
But without him, you would notice the talent.
You basically notice him when things go wrong. Because he's the one who's standing up and doing the hard work also.
To be, because you rarely get the glory, but if things go wrong, maybe you're blamed for that. Now, I'm sure you've discussed before what would happen the day you won a leg of the series. What was the plan? Like, if we win this one, this is what we do. Because you've come close before.
Well, we personally, I'd say I didn't think we were going to win. Like, it was a shock.
So you've confessed?
Yeah,
you were shocked.
I was shocked personally, because but looking at the way we played, and then thinking that this is the second tournament from after Hong Kong and then Singapore, and obviously during the second tournaments, most of us are usually tired and beaten up. So it was a shock to me. Yeah,
it caught you off guard.
Yeah,
we have a clip of some celebrations. Some you've seen and some you haven't, because another video was posted this morning on Twitter, and we want to run a part of that as well. Who comes up with these celebrations, Cyprian?
I think it's normally it's a team effort.
Oh, it's a team effort.
It's a team effort. Normally, whatever is trending at the moment, we come and pick it up and see what we can tweak and do towards our own movements also, because most of us are stiff.
And that's going to be my next. If you can't dance, how do you feel?
We normally try and accommodate all who can't dance or dance. So our movements are usually basic.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I noticed some guys prefer to stay at the back. Hayange, at the back. I can't remember who else. Because I was
this guy is a liar. This guy can dance, by the way.
He can.
I'll just put it that way. This guy is.
Okay, let's see. So if you notice, there are some guys who choose intentionally to stay behind. I don't know if it's what you guys have agreed, but usually Kolo, a few others are normally more at the front.
Well, I'd say the best dancers in the team, that is.
Normally Tokelezea.
Yeah.
After this is what I want us to talk about, and it should be coming up in just a bit. Something that was posted, I believe it was in the locker room, because for most of them their shirts were off, and so I don't think they'd have done that in public. And we'll be coming to that shortly. But I think this was a great crowning moment. Ekotite, a song that's blazing across Africa right now, and they chose to select that. It's coming up shortly. Okay, maybe we'll have that on in just a bit. Mental strength is something that you've touched on in the past. You didn't expect them to do well in Singapore, because we've known that during the second leg they crack, and he used the word crack. What has made the difference this time in terms of mental strength, that the Kenya Sevens practically played their last game far better than their first game?
I think it's just belief.
Okay.
Once you wear that jersey and you have a goal in mind, then go for it.
You look like you want to say something on the game.
Yeah, that true. Plus also, I mean, as players we can also testify. Sometimes you can work really hard at training, your best, everything personal as a team, but then something just happens on game day. Things go the wrong way, and other times things just click. So this time around, as I said earlier, I think it's a combination of everything else. And I think also Olympics has a very strong motivating factor behind it. And this game, and normally the second half or the second leg, something just happens. We're either too tired, or something just basically happens. But this time round, my biggest fear actually when watching the finals was that with the missed conversions, the second half Fiji would come on. They've done that before. They've come from nothing to win a game. So that was my biggest fear.
Okay.
But once we scored, I think once we got close to 30, especially with the score by OU, I was like pretty confident that
but then we're going to
exactly. And then you could see even in the players also, they kept things structured. Normally there's that bad habit of being too physical and not being game aware. Who's my next man, who's next to me, and if I try to force it up through the channel, through the gate, what's going to happen? But this time around there's a healthy balance of everything, the physicality, the game awareness, and I think support play was really good for the offload. So those two things, when all those factors considered in the first half, second half I was like, if Fiji score twice, maybe there'll be a bit of a problem.
And convert.
Exactly. But if we can score one more or even two more and maintain it, I knew we'd win.
Then we wouldn't have a problem. I don't know if you got that clip yet. Okay, it's coming. And also we'll be showing you some of the amazing tweets by some of our leaders. And well, we can hold that for now. We'll come back to that in just a bit. Or we can do the tweets. Okay, let's put the tweets up, because our leaders were so excited they went to congratulate. Let's read the first one here, and this is from James Ongwai saying, congratulations Kenya Sevens for beating Fiji in Singapore to lift the historic Rugby World Cup. We are proud of you. Was that the Rugby World Cup, gentlemen?
No. It's quite embarrassing also to have a leader who we think is articulate and educated to put up such a tweet.
There's a problem there. It shows rugby awareness is a big issue and getting knowledge. Let's go on to some of the other tweets as well. These were trending on social media. If we can move on to the next, Governor Kabogo of Kiambu County, congratulations Kenya Sevens on the World Cup win. We are proud of you. I can say that this tweet was pulled down, so I'm sure his team realized their mistake, but nevertheless, social media never forget.
We can take it as prophecy for the next Sevens World Cup.
That's right. Yeah. But we should have been congratulated for Rio. Right. This is sooner than later. Senator Moses Wetangula, Hongera Safari Sevens for the stunning victory. The gentlemen in studio are laughing.
I think that shows the Spire 7's branding is working really, really well.
It's working really well. I never thought of that, Jotham. Thank you. We move on. I think we have 2 more tweets. Bonnie Halwale saying, congratulations, Kenya Sevens, for beating Fiji in Singapore to lift the historic Rugby World Cup. Kenyans want you guys to win the Rugby World Cup. It's apparent.
Maybe I think there's a trend with our politicians that they are really pushing for us to win the Rugby World Cup. Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe not. But, and I think we have a last one? I thought I saw one. This is from CS Tourism saying, congratulations, Kenya Rugby, the Kenya style full of success. Hashtag Singapore Open 2016.
I don't think it's not tennis. I don't think we're playing tennis.
Well, tennis and rugby have a similarity. I mean, both games have a ball, so that's probably where the fusion came.
So there's no way this could be the Singapore Open.
No, I think we're pretty sure it's not.
Okay.
But I think it's just I think the mixture of awareness. It's a good thing. Means that now the awareness on rugby information will start coming up, and then now everybody will start learning. Other than the fact that yes, as an influential person, you should probably do a bit more of your research before you tweet. True. Yeah. But then also on the flip side of things, yes, hopefully this will translate into some sort of prophetic messaging coming through, and then also a lot of support now coming in.
What I know is that the leaders have already been quote unquote trolled on social media. I know they're aware of their mistakes, and that probably will not happen again. What do you guys expect tomorrow when the team comes home? They expect about 2:30, lots of talk. Will His Excellency the President be there or not? The dancers, are you guys going to go and welcome your boys back?
I'm sure there'll be a lot of joy coming back, jubilation, because this is our first ever it's our maiden win.
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
So it will be a very important part of the players who are coming back, and also those who are taking part, who take part behind the scenes, who train with them. It is also a joyous moment for them. So I'm sure they'll be very, very jubilated.
Okay.
As us, we celebrated ours yesterday. So we wait for them to have their own share.
What sort of celebrations were happening in Nairobi for the rugby fraternity and for the Kenya Sevens players who are not able to travel this time around? Was there anything combined?
Family-friendly ones or the
TV-friendly? Remember, this is morning TV.
Well, not really planned, but if you happen to go to like at Queen's or clubs that show rugby sports, rather, you'd find rugby fanatics just gathered. They didn't call each other or text or whatever, but
it was random.
Yeah, it was random, and you'd meet someone then, have a drink, talk about
it's gonna be amazing.
Final and
I've had the privilege of attending one leg of the series 2 years ago. Unfortunately, they cracked. I like the word cracked. They cracked in the group stages. So yesterday, my heart felt like I wish I'd gotten a chance to be there. Did you guys feel the same?
Yes. Personally, yes.
Tell me, because I know for you, it's if you were there to be.
People usually say God's timing is the best.
I like that.
This was our time. He chose it. God chose us to win the leg this time. So.
It is what it is. Did you feel at any point, I wish I was there one time?
Of course. We as players also feel that we needed to be in part of that moment.
Yes.
But as you also said that whatever role you are choosing to play, you feel proud of it. If my role was to push the next man to be his best, I'm happy with it, because I know it's a collective effort. At the end of the day, it's Kenya Sevens that won, not individuals. So I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be a Kenyan Sevens player, and also a fan also. So all fans, all players, I'm sure all round, we are brought up with a sense of belonging. That the win doesn't belong to us. It belongs to the collective group of everyone who puts in the work.
And the 40 million plus Kenyans. Jotham, we've done this now, but after Tuesday the celebrations will die down and focus our chance to the next 2 legs and the final 2 legs of the series. You know who we have in our pool in Paris. What's your prediction? What are your thoughts?
I think for me, my personal focus will now be on our team. You saw what happened to the other team. South Africa lost to Fiji this past weekend. I think New Zealand were the played semis with Samoa. Played finals with Samoa, and Samoa won again. So it's a topsy-turvy game. I mean, it's a basically psychological game, and a lot of things can work, a lot of things cannot work. So for me, my biggest focus going into because we have 2 legs left, is how close can we get to winning it, or even winning it. I think that's something even the entire world will be looking at. So my focus would be on our team maintaining, or even better yet, picking up from where we've left off, because all the other teams, because once you're at the top, the targets, it's very easy. All the other teams are gunning for you. Fiji are leading number 1. There's an 8-point difference between them and number 2, South Africa. And we should also mention, I think it's a very key thing, that we are the second African nation to win a World Series after South Africa. Yes. That's a really big thing.
Something to be proud of.
Exactly. And maintaining that is something that we need to look forward to, and that's what I'm looking at. I want us to win the next leg. And even finally England, I want us to win. And for me, the key thing is just look at what we put in place to maintain where we've reached now and progress.
Adding on to him, this series came in, it was very tight. We had 10 legs, and it was very compressed, because normally a normal series normally has a phase of 6 weeks in between legs. This one is normally a month, because we're moving on to Rio. The most important thing moving forward now is consistency.
Yes.
Whatever we did right this leg, we should continue. Our recovery should be important. Our training regime should be the same thing. I'm very confident that the management team knows what is working for them now, and they shall continue now to improve, tweaking. We tick the small boxes.
So for you, you see, we can only get better.
We can only get better.
The days of almost too close yet too far, hopefully, are gone.
Yeah.
Good. I don't know if you have that clip now. That dance that I don't think many people have seen yet. If we can have that on our screens. I'm guessing that this is the changing room of the Singapore National Stadium.
Yes.
Wow. That was probably taken immediately after the game.
Yes.
And
so
do you're in WhatsApp groups with them? You're on Snapchat with them? What happened after the game? Any idea? I'm sure you're keeping in touch. Where did you guys go for dinner? We can keep it.
During the week, when we go to a new city, we don't have time to tour the city. So that one day we have between that Sunday evening all the way till Monday before we travel back, you get a chance to tour the city. So you go on your own or you go with the team to get a feel of how the city is, because once you arrive it's like business. You come, you do your business. Once you're done with your business, then you can there's time now to relax. So I'm sure they toured Singapore. Singapore here is very lively at night.
Yes.
So I'm sure they had a bit of fun.
Yeah, they had a lot of fun.
They had a lot of fun. We'll leave it at that. We should not end this interview without talking about Coach Benjamin Ayimba. His return to the helm of the Kenya Sevens in terms of coaching was not controversial, but definitely there were challenges. But now look, I like what Timo posted yesterday. His critics now should keep quiet, because he has proven that he has the qualifications to actually take the team there. How would you describe Ayimba's coaching style? Is he the kind of guy, when you see his phone on his number on the phone, you're like, oh my goodness, you jump out of bed? You know, sometimes you pick the call when you're standing. What is his coaching style like? I don't want to get you in trouble. But, I know you're looking to see on the next two legs.
Well, I can't say really much about it, because I'm kind of like holding my tongue about this. But he's a really nice guy, and also looking at the other guys in the technical bench, Paul Murunga, Newton as the team manager, and also Kim, who is a conditioning coach and really does a lot with the boys. It's a good combination.
When at halftime we saw, and you could see on the video that he was, of course, speaking to them in Kiswahili. What kind of message do you think he was giving them? 20-0 up, the cup looking so close, Cyprian?
What I have learned and seen under the management team is that they normally focus on the strengths of a player. They don't really focus on the weakness. They really push you as a player, put in belief in you that you can do it. In the halftime talk we had that we're doing it for our country. The last 10 minutes of our lives. We are on the brink of making history. So all this talk was just on self-belief. You know, mind over matter, mind over body. You know, once your mind agrees, the body shall follow. So if we believe in ourselves, and I think that is the philosophy of all our coaches, is that we must believe that we are able. These people we play against, they're not gods. They're human beings just like us. So if we come down to earth and say, if he can bleed, I can bleed, there's nothing pushing us back from winning this.
Joseph, you need to add something?
Yeah, I think in general, the mentality that we're all told on the field, especially if I mean, I've never been coached by Able before, and I play at a local club level. Like, usually Kenya House is an example. The message that we're given every training session, even game day, you have to be better than your opposite man. And then speaking on Ayimba, I mean, from what I've seen from him, and we interacted, based on my interaction with him outside of the pitch, he looks like the kind of coach who would focus more so on the basics, sports science. How is your conditioning versus what the level we're supposed to play at, and how can I implement the specifics, you know, the conditioning, the mental aspect to enable you to reach where you're supposed to be. Because I think you've realized in most games, anytime the camera switches to him, he's pretty much emotional, just pretty much gauging what's happening. Yeah. So he focuses more on the elements that bring out the total picture. He rules out any sort of emotional biasness that may come in. That's my perspective, again, from the outside. But as you said, also his track record right now, especially after this win, is basically untouched by the moment, because no other foreign coach has been able to do that for our team and for us as a nation.
And I like that you mentioned that. What kind of message do you think he has sent out as the first coach, who perchance is a local coach, to actually bring this cup home?
I think puts him on a global level, because now we're not at that same level. We're not a professional level like New Zealand or South Africa,
or even have to things to make money sometimes,
or even Fiji at this level after they got the financial boost by Emirates. But the fact that he can be able to do with what he's done with our team right now, with all our challenges, it just means that what if you give him all the necessary resources? And as you mentioned also, our leaders were tweeting and talking about supporting our team after this game. Let's hope that translates into something that actually, into resources and what is known as sports science that actually benefits the team, that takes us higher and takes us further. So that's my biggest challenge to all the people responsible watching.
Ayange, I want to ask you about Lugonzo. How do you think he's grown as a player? We've seen quite a bit of what he's done in Singapore. What would be your take? Because you've seen his progress. What do you say about him?
He's really come up well. I was with him in high school, and obviously we played together and all against each other, also in the same team. He's really come up well, and I'll just wish him the best. You know, obviously we were competing with him, you know, same position and all, but you know, let the best man win.
When you think about what this victory has done, technically it's also caused a lot of young men around the country to begin to dream about being part of this team. Don't you feel now that the competition in the team and in terms of selection moving forward is going to be even more difficult? And then I can see Jotham shaking his head.
It's going to be so difficult right now, especially at club level.
Yes.
Yeah. It's so difficult.
Wow.
You know, the good thing about competition is once you're in a competitive state, I am forced to be better.
You're forced to be better?
Yes. So it is cutthroat competition. It's like the gazelle and the lion. The gazelle has to outrun the lion has to be faster than the gazelle to survive. So at the end of the day, the best 12 who are chosen are the best of the best. So at the end of the day, it is I'll be a better player, or the person who is better than me. So it's a give and take. So
as we wind up, let's talk a little bit about strength and conditioning. How would you rate the boys and you guys, of course, in terms of fitness? Are you at 100%? When Mike Friday was here, we had the House of Pain, a program that was talked about quite a bit. Where are we now? And I love the picture of Geoffrey raising his hands in prayer, looking so excited because of what he's seen in terms of what the boys are doing. How do you rate the fitness right now? And how important is it out there?
I think with fitness, you can only get better.
You can only get better.
Yes, there's no pinnacle of fitness. So I'm very proud of the boys, what they have done with the amount of resources we have. and where we have reached. I'm very proud of Kim. And he's very technical.
Exactly.
He's very professional in what he's doing. So whatever they're doing it right. I believe they can even get better.
About Kim, he works with what he has.
Yes. Exactly.
You know, like if you give him 10 kgs and and tells him to do something with the 10 kgs, he'll do exactly what he thinks is good at the moment. And I have trained with him several times, and he's a really nice guy. He motivates. He motivates you and makes you believe that you can achieve something.
I'd agree with him on Kim also, because he's also at Coach Me Too. And Kim, his first tool is your body, is your mind and your body. He first aligns those two, because that's how you get the best out of a player, and that's what he's very, very good at. And then also not forgetting, you've mentioned Mike Friday too. Let's know, because I know when he came in also there's a great boost, there was a major impact that he also put in place. So let's also not forget the platforms of the previous coaches in between Ayimba's last stand, and even between that and now, they played a major role also to bring us to where we are. But then also Kim, he also personally, to add what Felix says, he really does stand out in terms of his approach in building you as an individual, because he knows how that plays. When if you have one perfect player and 9 bad ones, it's not a good balance. But if you build each player individually, you have a great, fantastic team of lions killing other gazelles.
I like there's a saying that every morning when the sun goes up, the gazelle wakes up knowing that it must run faster than another gazelle, and the lion wakes up knowing it must run faster than the last gazelle to catch up and get something to eat. I was trying to see whether we have feedback, but both my systems don't seem to be working. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe they're still celebrating the victory of the Kenya Sevens. We'll leave that at now, but of course we can continue this conversation on social media. What are your Twitter handles, gentlemen?
At Jotham411.
At Jotham411.
At Cyprian Kuto.
Okay.
At Ayange_Felix.
Okay, he's taken so long to say it. I hope he's active.
I think he's sifting through all these different handles. There's a lot of alias handles out there.
And I want to believe those are your handles across Snapchat, Instagram.
Well, I'm on Twitter. Instagram I have a different name, but yeah. My Instagram is full. Okay, thanks. On Twitter, I'm at Jotham411.
411.
Yeah.
All right. And of course, I'm at Wahiga Mwara at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is Power Breakfast. We can continue this conversation. Of course, catch us tomorrow. We'll be at the airport to receive the team back. I hope you just will be there as well. It's a great moment, or at least I know you'll join them, whatever they'll go to celebrate after that. But for now, because of what happened yesterday, we will not get tired of replaying that video because remember, we're the second African nation to do this 17 years later, 140
tournaments
years later.
And some of us didn't actually think they could do it, but they did. Here's that video. Let's enjoy being Kenyan. Let's enjoy being top of the world and being champions. That's it. I'm told also to wind up. So on behalf of the whole team that makes the Power Breakfast what it is, we say goodbye. We'll see you again tomorrow from 6 o'clock. Enjoy.
Narudi nyumbani. Been around the world, seen a lot of things, you know. Now see. I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her. I'm writing this letter to my daughter. I wanted to tell her. But now I'm on a mission to represent my nation. But now I'm on a mission to get that victory. So switch on the TV and hope that you see me getting that victory that will make you proud of me. I went out on this mission to represent my nation. I went out on this mission to get that victory. So switch on the TV and hope that you see me getting that victory that will make you proud of me. I'm coming home, home where I belong. Whoa, I'm coming home, home where I belong. Check me out, up in the horizon. Coming home, I am coming home. Check me out, up in the